All right, so now to the Azandi again. The Zandi have integrated witchcraft into all of their understandings of causality. But I want you to really be clear on something. They don't deny the material reality or material causes of things. I think some students read about the Azande and think that the witchcraft observation absolves someone from being responsible for their actions. No. Or just argues that it makes something that's pure coincidence into something more meaningful. No, they say when, the granary falls, it's because of this and the rotting wood and blah, blah, blah. It's witchcraft because somebody got killed. So what witchcraft arguments do is they don't posit that the witchcraft does these material things. The witchcraft doesn't make me get into the accident. The witchcraft is the thing that forces me to be in the particular circumstances to be in the accident and for the accident to harm me greatly. One second. So, Azandi fully accept material causes for things like a granary falling or death from an illness. This material causality is not questioned. It's the severity of the effects that dictate witchery. All right, the poison article. This is the most important and considered the most reliable of the oracles amongst the Azandi. If you look to page 122 to 123, you'll see a list with a wide range of reasons to consult the poison article. For instance, before a long journey, long-scale hunting campaigns, exacting vengeance over witchcraft, before and after sons going to war, the oracle is considered infallible. So to really begin to do the oracle, the performer and the client must adhere to certain taboos. They must avoid sexual intercourse in the days coming up, and they must also avoid specific foods that would put them into a state of impurity so that they would mess up the oracle by their state of impurity or anger the oracle. Okay, so what happens is they gather up a number of chickens from their homestead and they go to an isolated place in the morning. Now, any person can perform the poison oracle, and Evans Pritchard pretty much says everybody basically knows how to do it. So they gather the chickens, they go to the place, they start asking questions, and we'll talk about the patterns of questions being asked, and then they give specific doses to the bird. Whether the bird dies or lives dictates a yes or a no. And they won't give poison to a bird twice. Never. So you gotta have a bunch of these birds. So you have to have some degree of prosperity to be able to afford the poison oracle, and the poison itself is kind of expensive. All right, so let's look at some examples of the questions. Most, Evans Pritchard says, are usually about witchcraft or adultery. Those are the big things. The questioners should constantly be speak to the oracle. They keep a pattern going on. They are speaking to the poison oracle, not the person that's doing the oracle or performing it. They're talking to the oracle itself, which is considered a conscious entity. There is, in fact, a way of questioning it's just constant, and a constant way of observing the activity of the poison on the birds. Yet there's no formulaic address, and each man patterns out his questions over and over again, framing them in ways that they can get a yes or no from the oracle. So pages 139 through 144 give a number of really interesting transcripts of sort of these poison seances. Let's look at just one of them. We'll notice that these questions are basic binaries. The question is asked, and then it is stated something along the lines of the poison article, blah, 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 blah. And then it is stated, hey, poison article, kill the fowl. Then the question will usually be negative. So it'll have a positive one saying, like, is there witchcraft? If so, will it kill the fowl? Will it kill the bird? And then if the bird doesn't, and then if the bird dies, like, all right, it's witchcraft. But we got to verify it. So let's do it again. Say, if it's not poison, if it's not witchcraft, let the bird die. And then if the bird lives, I'm like, oh, okay, all right, we got good verification there. So here's one example. If somebody has committed adultery, the poison oracle will kill the fowl. All right, okay. Now if that X person is innocent, maybe they'll spare the fowl. Okay, the fowl lives. All right, then we got another test. The poison article has declared that X is innocent of adultery by sparing the fowl. If its declaration is true, let it slay the second fowl. The fowl dies. Boom, there's a built-in verification. It's a valid verdict that X is innocent. So the poison oracle asks questions. So in the second seance, we see that the poison oracle is asked if the bad condition of a particular wife, is due to the evil influence from, so witchcraft, from the homestead of her paternal grandfather. If the fowl dies, then the influence is from that girl's grandfather. So they give the dose to the bird, and the bird dies. Okay, there you go. Then they got another question. The rubbing board has said it was witchcraft. Is the rubbing board correct? They give 2 doses. The bird lives. Oh my. So then it's something else. Somebody's mother is ill. Is it due to one person's witchcraft? 2 doses. The bird lives. And so they don't know it's not witchcraft. Oh my, this is so complicated. Now, they'll go back to the first question and say, is it that influence from, if the evil influence from the wives is the grandfather's wives, then the poison should spare the fowl. The fowl survives. Aha, it is witchcraft. If wives are responsible for another person, then kill the fowl, animal lives. And this goes on and on, with each important question and observation being verified. And you just kind of have to read through this. And when I'm in class, and I have this course in class, I just have us read through it in general. And it makes sense once you read through it carefully. Now, there are problems here. The poison is expensive. So it's acquired from medicine man. It needs to be good and considered truthful poison. So it's checked. So when they get some poison, before they even do anything, they make sure that it will kill a bird, and it won't kill every bird. They'll make sure if it doesn't kill any birds, then that's really not effective. So the poison has to be deemed effective. So when witchcraft is revealed, as we saw, one person takes the wing of the fowl and gives it to an emissary who goes to the witch who's being accused, so they might blow water and the witchcraft be cooled. Now, Evans Pritchard notes that all of the Azandi's thinking is logically consistent. That's what I love about him. He's never like these savages. He's like, look at this interesting cultural system. Whereas at the time that he was writing, a lot of people were talking about the primitive mind, and we're very colonial in the sense that we need to understand these backward savages so we can control them. Evans Pritchard was not that way. I was just kind of curious about him. So due to the logic of the oracle, he notes that there is no sense of poison being manipulated or watered down or whatnot, or someone cheating the poison. So think through the many treatments he makes in the reading on this one.